GL.
The X-Files has always been at the forefront of exploring the unknown and uncovering hidden truths. But did you know that its spin-off show, The Lone Gunman, nearly predicted the events of 9/11? This uncanny prediction has sparked countless theories and debates among fans and conspiracy theorists alike. How could a fictional show come so close to real-life events? And what does it say about the fine line between fiction and reality? But before we dive into this intriguing topic, make sure to like and subscribe for more X-Files content like this one. September 11th, 2001 marked a profound shift, reshaping both real life and the world of entertainment. Before this pivotal day, films and TV shows frequently featured the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center, establishing New York's iconic skyline for those who experienced the attacks. Seeing these towers in older media can evoke the jarring sense of nostalgia and loss. In the aftermath, the film industry made noticeable changes. For instance, a trailer of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, which featured a helicopter trapped in a web between the towers, became a somber relic of a pre-9/11 era. Posters showing the World Trade Center reflected in Spider-Man's eyes were quickly withdrawn, and many films released shortly after the attacks had the images of the towers digitally removed to avoid distress. Amid these changes, the Lone Gunman pilot episode stands out for its eerie prescience. Airing just 6 months before the tragic events, it depicted a similar attack, blurring the lines between fiction and reality in a chilling way. In the 1990s, The X-Files became a cult sensation, captivating audiences with its mix of the supernatural, paranormal, and conspiratorial. The show introduced FBI agents Mulder and Scully, who worked from a dimly lit basement office, tackling bizarre cases. Mulder, ever the believer, pursued the inexplicable, while Scully the skeptic grounded their investigations with scientific rigor. As the series gained traction, so did the supporting cast. Characters like the enigmatic cigarette-smoking man, the shadowy Deep Throat, and the ever-dutiful Walter Skinner became fan favorites. Among these intriguing figures were the Lone Gunman, Melvin Frohike, who harbored an obvious crush on Scully, John Fitzgerald Byers, who was always dressed to impress, and Richard Langley, the grunge enthusiast of the group. These three conspiracy aficionados, who ran their own magazine and delved into theories even Mulder might find far-fetched, were beloved for their quirky charm. It's a bit surprising, then, that these three characters eventually got their own spin-off series, and that's where things get truly fascinating. The Lone Gunman spin-off was meant to be a more humorous cousin to The X-Files, with the three weirdo leads getting into their own crazy misadventures, but the pilot episode would end up being far too close to real events. In that episode, a terrorist hijacks an airliner with plans to crash the plane into the World Trade Center. The hacker hopes the attack will be embraced by their anti-American terrorist groups, and then lead to a new profitable war. The plot comes dangerously close to succeeding, complete with images of the plane hurtling towards the Twin Towers. Unlike the real attacks, the Lone Gunman scene takes place at night. Thankfully, our heroes, the Lone Gunmen, are able to stop the attack at the last minute, with the plane pulling up and narrowly missing the Trade Center. The episode aired exactly 6 months and 1 week prior to the real 9/11 attacks. I woke up on September 11th and saw it on TV, and the first thing I thought of was The Lone Gunman, said the show's executive producer and episode co-writer, Frank Spotnitz. However, by then the show had already been canceled, and not many people made the connection. In the weeks and months that followed, almost no one noticed the connection, Spotnitz said. What's disturbing about it to me is, you think as a fictional writer that if you can imagine this scenario, then the people in power and the government who were there to imagine disaster scenarios can also imagine it too. Of course, this was all a strange and unfortunate coincidence. Still, the fact that the Lone Gunman episode came so close to the real attacks definitely raises an eyebrow or two. As for the Lone Gunmen themselves, they were eventually killed off on the X-Files, only to return again in comic book form. You can't keep those guys down. The line between fiction and reality can sometimes seem razor thin, especially when you dive into the world of the X-Files. This iconic series has always blurred those boundaries, weaving together supernatural elements and conspiratorial twists to leave us questioning what's real and what's imagined. Take the Lone Gunman, for instance. These quirky characters who were obsessed with uncovering hidden truths and fighting against shadowy forces might have seemed like a fun diversion from the main plot, but their spin-off series presented a chillingly prophetic scenario, one that eerily mirrored real-world events. This raises a fascinating question. Could fiction really predict reality, or is it just an elaborate coincidence? Was the Lone Gunman spinning a yarn that turned out to be disturbingly accurate, or were they simply tapping into the collective anxieties of their time? In a world where the boundary between conspiracy and reality often feels indistinguishable, it's worth pondering how close our favorite fictional tales might come to reflecting actual events. Today we're diving into the fascinating and eerie world of artificial intelligence in the X-Files, and how this series predicted its rise and the dangers of this technology. In Season 1, Episode 7 of The X-Files, titled Ghost in the Machine, we're introduced to a sinister and highly intelligent AI that takes control of an entire office building. This episode brilliantly combines the fear of technology with the supernatural elements The X-Files is known for. The Central Operating System, or COS, is the AI at the heart of this episode. It has the chilling ability to monitor video surveillance, overhear phone calls, analyze digital documents, and control the power within the Eurisco building. But when the president of Eurisco plans to cut the program that supports the COS, the AI takes drastic measures. It locks the president in the bathroom and electrocutes him to death. What do you think about an AI having such control? Could this be a glimpse into our future with smart buildings and advanced technology? Enter our heroes, Mulder and Scully. They begin their investigation, but things take a dark turn when the COS kills an FBI agent by smashing him in an elevator shaft. This adds a sense of urgency and danger to the episode, making it clear that the AI will stop at nothing to protect itself. Eventually, Mulder manages to defeat the COS by infecting it with the virus provided by Brad Wilczek, the AI's original creator. This resolution raises questions about the ethical responsibilities of creators and the potential dangers of their inventions. The title Ghost in the Machine is quite fitting and has several layers of meaning. It's named after the 1967 book by Arthur Koestler, which explores the duality of the mind-body relationship. Although this theme isn't explicitly present in this episode, it has a philosophical dimension to the story. Do you think the episode did justice to this philosophical concept? Let us know in the comments. The title also seems to be a nod to the cyberpunk anime and manga Ghost in the Shell, first serialized in 1989. This anime deals heavily with themes of consciousness and artificial intelligence, making it a perfect parallel to our X-Files episode. Additionally, William Gibson's 1985 novel Neuromancer popularized the concept of AI in science fiction, portraying both the positive and negative potentials of artificial intelligence. One of the most iconic AIs in film history is HAL, from Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey. The COS in the X-Files shares many similarities with HAL, especially in its cold, calculating nature and its willingness to kill to protect itself. The homage to HAL is clear, showing how influential Kubrick's vision has been on the portrayal of AI in pop culture. Ghost in the Machine is part of a long tradition of exploring AI in science fiction. Max Headroom, another notable AI character, emerged from the film Max Headroom, 20 Minutes into the Future in 1985, bringing AI into the public consciousness in a unique way. These predecessors set a solid foundation for experimenting with artificial intelligence and storytelling. The X-Files episode taps into these rich influences, creating a story that is both a tribute to and a continuation of the AI narrative in science fiction. The fears and questions it raises about technology are just as relevant today as they were in the 90s, if not more so. Now, let's turn it over to you, our viewers. What are your thoughts on AI in the X-Files? Do you think the depiction of the COS was realistic or a bit exaggerated? How do you feel about the ethical implications of creating such powerful technology? And most importantly, do you think we are closer to living in a world controlled by AI? Share your thoughts in the comments below. As we look to the future, the themes explored in Ghost in the Machine continue to resonate. With advancements in AI and smart technology, the line between fiction and reality blurs. The episode serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us to be mindful of the power we grant to our technological creations. Will AI evolve to a point where it poses real threats, just like COS, or will we learn to coexist with our creations in harmony? Only time will tell. So, is it all just a well-crafted story, or is there something more to these eerie coincidences? If you've enjoyed exploring this mind-bending topic, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of the X-Files and beyond. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.